Bernlute murder activist ruined White University of Virginia student's reputation over misheard remark. And I bet this white student was all about my Bernlute murder. Hopefully she learned her lesson at this point. A well-known Bernlute murder activist allegedly ruined a fellow University of Virginia student's reputation, accusing her of referring to George Floyd protesters as speed bumps and threatening to run them over. So only to later admit she may have misheard the offending comments, according to a report. Yeah, well, if you go to college, you got to be prepared to be surrounded by psychos like this. The UVA student, Ziana Bryant, then 19, was already a high-profile activist when she encountered fellow student Morgan Bedinger at the July current year -3 riot. What happened next sparked a social media hate campaign in which Bedinger was denounced as a Nazi. School investigations, a bid by Bryant to have Bedinger expelled, according to the outlet Reason magazine. Bedinger, the daughter of a police officer, pulled up near a local George Floyd riot and found the street blocked by rioters. A truck driver parked his vehicle to protect the rioters, prompting Bedinger at one point to tell him it's a good thing you're here, because otherwise these people would have been speed bumps. Bedinger said she meant no harm by the comment. Dude, don't even talk to them. Don't talk near them. Don't talk about them. Just cut them all off, man. Don't even associate with these nuts. I had no interest in walking over him to speak to him, she told authorities, according to Reason, but out of being polite when he spoke to me, I answered. The speed bumps remark was said in gratitude, Bedinger noted, to thank the driver for guarding the rioters who had taken over a busy street. The driver later corroborated Bedinger's remark to local cops. So not once did anything from the past or even the rally, Unite the Right rally, cross my mind. So it was simply a comment made to a dump truck driver who was sitting and blocking the road and just saying, like, it's good you're here. Bryant, according to the outlet, took it quite differently. Well, we're talking about perpetually offended. Of course, they're going to take it differently. Like, just stop caring about what these people feel. Stop caring about how they take it. Just go back to ostracizing and ignoring them. Them and their opinions are irrelevant. So Bedinger, she claimed, was threatening rioters, got in her car and cried after she was confronted. So the incident drew attention after Bryant, a student and social justice activist, took to Twitter. Her version of what happened was retweeted more than 1,000 times. That's not even a lot, but it was enough to ruin lives, I guess. So the Whammons in this truck approached rioters in Charlottesville and told us that we would make good speed bumps, Bryant wrote. She then called the police and started crying, saying we were attacking her. So Bryant also posted videos, not of the alleged speed bump comment herself, but its aftermath. No, that's what they always do. Like so Bernlute murder and Antifa are notorious for this. They will spend like 10 minutes harassing you, and as soon as you fight back, like that's the moment where they're going to cut the video. Like they're recording the whole thing. But the video they give the media is going to start when you fight back to make it look like you started it. That's how they operate. I would not be associating with these terrorists unless I was recording everything myself. If you ever come across a Bernlute murder or Antifa riot, pull your phone out and record everything. Because this is how they operate. If you don't have evidence that they set you up, you could end up like this girl. You could be ruined. Yeah, the media does it too. That's right. In the footage, Bedinger backs down in the street in her car while Bryant and several other rioters follow. It's a Karen, Bryant taunted. The story was picked up by local media and spread like wildfire. So Bedinger was identified online next morning, was barraged with insults and accusations from UVA students. One student tweeted Bedinger was a fucking Nazi. And this is why I'm very reluctant to deal with people from college now. And the next day, Bryant began demanding the school administrators expel Bedinger. Email these UVA deans now and demand that Morgan face the consequences for her actions and UVA stop graduating racist. Now, I would not be opposed to this. I think if the colleges had an open policy to not accept reasonable, smart people, then we can stop pretending like any reasonable, smart people go to college anymore. So Bryant herself filed a complaint to the University Judiciary Committee, a student-run disciplinary system, alleging Benjer had threatened students' health and safety. Benjer was subject to multiple investigations in the months that followed. I was completely consumed. My phone did not stop blowing up, Benjer told the magazine. I didn't sleep for nights. I mean, these are your people. The student disciplinary hearing concluded Benjer was guilty of making a legal threat against the rioters, but a second probe found Bryant probably didn't even hear firsthand what Benjer uttered and considered her evidence shaky. Benjer eventually graduated from UVA with a permanent mark on her record. And honestly, if she was smart, she would turn this into a positive. She would go full-blown in the other direction and use this to her benefit. She could profit off of this 15 minutes of fame. No witnesses corroborated Bryant's claim that Benjer derided rioters as good fucking speed bumps, even though it happened in front of more than 30 people, according to the outlet, which also reviewed documents previously not made public in the case. Bryant was a celebrated activist at UVA, and this is why you don't deal with activists. She got national attention after writing a current year minus that 7 petition demanding Charlottesville take down statue of Robert E. Lee. By summer of current year -3, she was on Teen Vogue's 21 under 21 list and has spoken alongside Bernie Sanders and had been profiled in such outlets as The New Yorker and The New York Lies. So everything you've said in this paragraph basically says toxic, red flag, avoid at all costs. Are you guys trying to do a hit piece on her? Because it almost sounds that way. So since the UVA incident, Bryant's profile has only grown. She was subject to a positive Washington Compost profile in current year -2 and was named Ebony Magazine's Power 100 list. Neither Whammons could be reached for comment. It's a good idea to not talk to the media. So UVA did not immediately respond to the post request for comment. So Benjer said that even though she was ultimately vindicated, the damage has already been done. She's planning a lawsuit against the school, Reason report. No, not just the school. See, I mean, definitely the school too, because the school's the one that has all the money. So yes, definitely sue the school too. But you need to have that bitch that falsely accused you as a defendant too. Sue her personally. So yeah, you use the school to get your monetary reimbursement, and then you ruin the life of the person who ruined your life back. That's justice right there. So the whole situation had a huge impact on my life, Benjer says. The university has never had to answer for what their actions have done. Now, do you also have the balls to go after the individual that caused the problem? Because it's not going to change unless you do.